Now, we all can agree that Pokemon is a kid's game, right? One that's designed around catching and battling fictional creatures. Alright, I'm glad we're on the same page. So why did they give this rabbit a BBL? And we've all thought the same thing before. Yes, you and me, dog, we're in this together now. But have you ever wanted to know which Pokemon is mathematically the most bad? Well, you probably do since you clicked on this video, you dirty dog. If you're new here, hi, I'm Xeno. I'm known for being a freaky ass light skin. And if you aren't new here, then you may know that I've already made a video about the top 10 baddest Pokemon. It was actually the first video I made on this account, but that video had 3 distinct flaws. 1, you told us how. 2, sucks ass. And 3, and most importantly, I show my face! Which isn't that big a deal, but I didn't get the angles right. So in the spirit of remaking my older videos like I did with the trainers one, today I bring you the top 10 baddest Pokemon. Like always, I will be using the numbers from the specific green website in order to rank these Pokemon. I was planning to use the blue website since most of them are furry bait, but I couldn't find the exact numbers on the site after 6 minutes, so I gave up. But without further ado, let's get into the freakiness. Now, originally the number 10 spot was reserved for these 4 Pokemon since they lived in harmony. That was until the Absol Nation attacked and took the mantle of the number 10 spot out from under these 2. We're not counting Lugia though, cause they asked a lot. But yeah, Absol gets this spot with a little over 8,000 photos to their name. Which, can you even blame her? Shorty is dead ass a furry goth girlfriend. It surprises me though that she's this low on the list, but I think that's just because of how jaded I am with current Pokemon. Cause these niggas be dropping new personas damn near every generation. But Absol came out all the way back in 2003, which is like the Stone Age, dude. Back when they were pixels. Simpler times. But I'm pinning the entire blame on the fan artist, dog. Cause they be making her bad as hell. The disaster Pokemon, dude. The only disaster I'm seeing is the one in my drawers. Give me a genie and 3 wishes. And they're about to be Absol, room temperature butter, and infinite stamina. I'm about to be the next disaster Pokemon. Sorry, Pokies. I got a little sidetracked there. Let's move on to the next one. Next up, we have a Pokemon that has received a hefty promotion since the last video. One that's ascended from the number 10 spot to the number 9 and being the second most popular bunny on this list, Cinderace. Now, lots of people compare Cinderace to Lola Bunny, mainly because they both had preteens questioning their body's natural function. Coming out in Gen 8, Game Freak decided, guys, what if we made all the starters humanoid? Which was like opening the floodgates to the freaky furry community. But not all furries are created equally. First, we got Inteleon. This man looks like he'll show you some fat lace za outside of an Arby's. Rillaboom? Now, monkeys already aren't a popular furry type, let alone gorillas. Probably because people like their furries, foxy. Now, Cinderace? Humana. So, come here often? Yeah, who could have guessed making a rabbit persona with birthing hips would have the true Pokemon community geeked to the max? And she's a soccer player with the Shaquale O'Neal sized grippers. So all those feet freaks like me rejoicing. But she has only 9K photos. And I say only cause this is just the beginning of the list. Cinderace pales in comparison to how down bad some of these others had people. Now, for the people who haven't clicked off the video yet, I apologize for this one. But like I said, this is not an opinionated list. It's Arcanine. My nigga, this is a dog. If we're getting into more specifics, it's more like a lion. But where's the appeal? What's even more devastating is that there's so many Pokemon, badder Pokemon, that could have made this spot. And not to spoil the list for y'all, but it ain't any of these. You know, some that would have made a lot more sense. And even though this man came out almost 30 years ago, I personally don't see the vision. Also, a silly little fun fact for y'all. Most of the art drawn of Arcanine is masculine, so it ain't really the straight furries drawing it, it's the gay ones. But it still has more art than Cinderace, but hopefully that'll change in the next couple months. Moving on. Coming in 7th and being our second to last fire type in the video, which isn't insane, but What's with these furry niggas and fire types? It's Delphox. Coming out in Gen 6 and being a whole lot more understandable than the vile number 8. Delphox was X and Y's dedicated persona. Being one of the few psychic fire types that you can easily get, Delphox was actually based off of psychics. The way it has more balls than one! Yeah, dog, you're gonna see this gender ratio a whole lot. 87.5% male. That means like 9 out of every 10 Delphox picks you goon to are actually men, which makes you gay! Now, it might have been Nintendo's grand way to spite the furries who are going to be turning this collectible pocket monster into freaky art, but like, this Pokemon is supposed to be a witch, not a wizard! And there's over 11,000 photos of her, so mathematically speaking, that's around 9,975 femboys you're looking at, bruh, and close to 20,000 pairs of balls. Yeah, I got the script wrong. This is actually for Breakson. Sound effects. Coming in 7th and being our second to last fire type in the video, which isn't insane, but what's with these furry niggas and fire types? It's Breakson. What? Yeah, that 11,000 I just mentioned, that's actually for Breakson. Take a guess how much Delphox has. 5,000, half of its middle evolution, bruh. Now, I won't claim to be an expert in furry ethics at all, cause I'll just be gooning to them. So, I don't really know what's fair game and what isn't, but the general assumption when it comes to Pokemon is that they're classified as kids, teens, and then adults. So if I'm putting this picture in front of you, and you're choosing the left side, then that's A-okay. Everyone has their preferences, man.
Oh yeah, one more thing.
In 6th place, we have our last fire type on this list. And I know you didn't forget me mentioning that we had one more. Oh, whatever. Cat's out of the bag. It's Charizard. Why, Game Freaky? Why? Everyone already knows Charizard is the most iconic Pokemon, especially with the old heads. 30 years ago, it was like, damn, I didn't even spawn in for another 8 years. Grandpa, what was Gen 1 Pokemon like? Well, back in my day, our Pokemon games actually had depth, unlike y'all's little colorful homosexual game. But like, who's making this art? What kind of people would be into this kind of stuff? It's only gonna get worse from here. Yeah, Charizard has almost 12,000 photos at the time of making this. And one of the harsh realities I had to learn while making this was that you actually don't even have to be bad. Crazy, innit? As long as you're iconic enough, people are gonna goon to you regardless. Take Serena, for example. She seems like she was literally engineered to be the next Gardevoir, but she wasn't iconic nor popular with furries, so she's sitting at 1K. Now, look at Meowscarada. Came out 6 years after her and has 5,000 more. This is the science, people. Pokemon tried to genetically modify a cute Pokemon into a Gardevoir, but it felt unnatural and forced, so it didn't work out. Dang, that felt a lot more political than usual. Let's keep it moving. At the halfway mark and bringing us back to the normalcy of Pokemon that furries freak over, we have my GOAT, Zoroark. Coming out in Gen 5 and being known as the master of illusions, you would probably think that Zoroark would be a prime Kumamon to add to your roster. That's up until you're about to be made past tense. Yeah, if you remember those white and black Air Force Energy memes from a while back, that's basically Zoroark, except reverse them and give them both black Air Forces. See, while Unova and Zoroark typically only attack people to protect their loved ones, and other Zoroarks, Hisuian Zoroarks are the true YNs of the Pokemon world. So everyone is catching that illusionary form. And even if that isn't enough to dissuade you, because getting a Pokemon that can transform into other people and Pokemon, bro, that's so goated! Keep in mind though that these are literally just illusions. So visually, you might be clapping up one of your waifus, but in reality, you're just a furry. A gay furry at that, cause even though most of the art depicts female Zoroarks, if we just take a look at these numbers real quick,
You like boys?
Nuh-uh.
And we can't forget about the other numbers. 12,500 at that. Now, this is one I can easily get behind compared to some other ones. Pookies, do you guys remember what I said earlier about how it was only gonna get worse and how all Pokemon had to do was be iconic? Can you guys guess which Pokemon I'm about to talk about next? How about this? I will start listing them and you tell me when to stop, okay? Zoroark, Ninetales, Mewtwo, Meowscarada, Primarina, Incineroar, Ditto, Machamp, Goodra, Garchomp, Milotic, Greninja, Reshiram, Mawile, Meloetta, Leavanny, Superior, Gothitelle, Salazzle, shit, maybe Deoxys? You know why you didn't tell me to stop? Cause it's fucking Pikachu! Yeah, a significant portion of your guys' childhood is actually the 4th most R34 Pokemon in existence. This tiny, adorable little rat mascot has a whopping 16,500 photos. Like, I know how butthurt I was earlier when talking about Arcanine and Charizard, but bro, this is a rodent, and don't you try to bring up Pika Libre. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. Lopunny, Lopunny, Lopunny. You know she was coming sooner or later. She's iconic, a furry, and she was on the thumbnail. I truly believe Lopunny was the first Pokemon crafted to target the gooner side of the fandom. Like Gardevoir, you can kind of chalk it up to, oh, she's just a Pokemon that happens to look like a woman. Bro, they gave this rabbit a wagon. It certainly didn't help though that this meme of the Joker going feral for Lopunny dropped too, making the phrase,
Batman, there's no laws against the Pokemon, Batman. I can do whatever I want with it.
permeate through the community. It was so popular that I did it as a cosplay at Anime NYC and had a lot of people asking me for pictures. Now, I think you can kind of picture the kind of people that were asking me for photos. But I was no better cause shit, I was cosplaying him. And if liking Lopunny is bad, bruh, then they shouldn't have made her so fucking bad, bro. Like, come on, man, damn! And in her mega, they literally give her leggings. They toss gas into the fire cause like, why not, I guess. This has led her to having over 17,000 photos. But don't worry, Pookies, this ain't nothing compared to the next two. In our number 2 spot, we have the previous baddest Pokemon of all time, Lucario. That's right, Lucario was the most drawn Pokemon in the previous video, but over the last year, he has sadly lost the title. Not by much though. Having come out in Gen 4, Lucario was instantly a fan favorite, cause like, come on man, bro looks sick as fuck! But we've sadly had to learn though, that even if you look sick as hell, people are still gonna goon to you. Now, saying your favorite Pokemon is Lucario could be interpreted in 2 ways, depending on what subreddit you're on. If there was gonna be any Pokemon snatched up by furries damn near instantaneously, it was destined to be Lucario. And it shows with over 30,400 photos. Yeah, a 13,000 gap between the number 3 and the number 2 spot is diabolical to me. And gender doesn't really matter either, cause considering he has the tried and true 87.5% ratio, if you go looking for Lucario art, you'll see just as much Lucariusi as you would Lucarioc. But I know what y'all are waiting for, so let's get to it. Coming in at the number 1 spot and being the most R34 Pokemon of all time, Gardevoir. When you think about poster boys and poster girls of series, no other can compare to Gardevoir when it comes to the sheer stranglehold she has on those Pokemon Smash or Pass videos.
Smash.
Like bro, she is literally just a woman, having come out in Gen 3 20 days after I was born. Little did Game Freak know of the calamity they just unleashed upon the world. Typically found starting off as a Ralts, if you're able to contain yourself and wait for it to become an adult. Unlike most recent content creators, you're rewarded with your very own alt mommy. And when she mega evolves, Dami mommy. When she's shiny, oh my god, Dami goth mommy. For these reasons alone, it's no surprise seeing Shorty at the number 1 spot, beating out Lucario with a little over 200 photos. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Don't bother looking at how much time we have left. That's all we got, baby.
Hold it!
Yeah, I know some of y'all were probably geeking with each passing entry. Probably going schizo mode like, where's Vaporeon? What about Vaporeon? Do you know that in terms of male human and female Pokemon breeding?
Shut the fuck up!
There's a reason I left Vaporeon and frankly, all the evolutions till the end. You know why? That's because Vaporeon isn't even the most popular out of them. If we're doing the rankings again, then the first 2 are gonna stay the same. Now, in 3rd place as the most R34 Pokemon is Umbreon with over 18,000 photos. Then we have Lopunny and Pikachu again. 6 through 8, guess what? Now it's Eevee, Sylveon, and Vaporeon. Eevee, the base form, the baby version of the Pokemon, is higher in art than 7 of its other evolutions. Over 1,000 Pokemon in this universe. And this Foxcat, whatever dude, has the 6th most. Then in 9th, it's Zoroark, and in 10th place, it's Glaceon. Can you see why I left these guys for the end? Instead of having a video where I could have been attempting to make unique jokes for each one, we would have sat here as I had to talk about 5 different versions of the same cat. But yeah, that is the fully revamped baddest Pokemon. If you like this type of down bad content, then consider subscribing since you made it this far. Also, don't forget to use my code DOWNBAD at GamerSubs for 10% off cause it would really help me out. I hope I didn't ruin your guys' day all too much. Bye bye!
evolution.
Follow Xeno.
Now!